As children, our dad may have been someone we bragged about. If so, we drew comparisons in order to describe him to others, no matter how far-fetched. He is as strong as Superman. He snores like a grizzly bear. He can run faster than lightning. This Father's Day is also Trinity Sunday, and it gives us a chance to understand God our Father and to brag about His greatness. Once we know that God exists, we naturally wonder, what is He like? Tradition only assigns names to God if they can be held in tension, such as God is infinite, yet omnipresent or intimately present to all. God is simple, yet omnipotent or all-powerful. God is self-sufficient in Himself, yet a creator. The tension is meant to show God's greatness. Therefore, we cannot grasp at or control Him. And at the same time, it reminds us He is intimately close to us, so we cannot hide from Him. St. Thomas Aquinas said that God is closer to me than I am to myself, and yet higher than anything I can think. To put it more poetic way, Psalm 139 states, O Lord, you have searched me and know me. You discern my thoughts from afar. Even before a word is on my tongue, O Lord, you know it completely. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is so high that I cannot attain it. Where can I flee from your presence? Both Aquinas and the psalmist are saying that we cannot grasp at or control God, nor hide from Him, and yet we still try. In the book of Exodus, Moses analyzed the bush that was on fire, but not being consumed. He was grasping at understanding something miraculous and beyond him. Moses was hiding in the desert after killing an Egyptian, and God unsettled him by calling out his name, and ordered Moses to remove his sandals, thus making him vulnerable. But Moses persisted to grasp at God by asking God His name. When we know someone's name, we have control over them. We can call them. We can conceptualize them in our mind and contrast them with our limited human experience and existence. God answered, I am who I am. In one sense, He was saying it's none of your business. But God was also saying that He was the basis for all existence. God further reminded Moses how well He knew Him, because He was the God of his ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Knowing that we cannot grasp at God nor hide our life from Him, what attributes of God can we discern and boast about? Well, the first is that our God is perfect. Perfection describes something that is fully made or complete in itself. God is complete and lacking nothing. He needs nothing, but offers everything. Second, our God is pure spirit. We are bound by the limits of our bodies, while God is spirit, and His presence is unlimited. We cannot point to a place and say, God is here or there in the physical sense. Since there is no place that God dwells physically, He must permeate or overshadow everything completely. St. Paul said, in God we live and move and have our being. Third, our God is immutable or unchangeable. God has always existed, yet material things come into and go out of existence, hence they change. If something has the ability to change, it is a sign of imperfection. Since God is perfect, He cannot be improved upon, nor added or subtracted from. Fourth, our God is eternal. Often people ask, if God made everything, who made God? In Revelation, God said, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. This means God has always existed and will always exist. God is not part of creation. Rather, creation plays out within the greater life of God. A lesser material thing must be brought into existence by something other than itself. Hence, a plant comes from a seed and a baby from parents. Material things also go out of existence or die. God, being eternal, is outside of time, because time is part of His creation. Fifth, Our God is omniscient, or all-knowing. Since God is outside of time, he sees the past, the present, and the future as one flash. Thus he knows everything that has happened or will happen. Lastly, our God is omnibenevolent, or all-loving. Evil is defined as the absence of good. God is the source of goodness itself. Therefore, all his works are a reflection of his goodness. What motivates God to create us, redeem us, is love. Psalm 136 says, "His love endures forever." He proved his love by sending his Son to die on a cross. We start to understand God through our earthly fathers that we celebrate, because they are called to be a reflection of the ultimate Father's goodness and love. The famous Lutheran theologian and martyr Dietrich Bonhoeffer wrote, "The child asks of the Father whom he knows." Thus the right way to approach God is to stretch out our hands and ask of one who we know has the heart of a father.